Hey everyone, thanks for joining. This is BK Rashnapalli. I'm a principal architect and a field CTO at Google Cloud. This is my sixth year at Google, based out of Houston, and this year I'm supporting travel and logistics industry. Thank you all for joining. I would not be able to see any chat messages that come through during my presentation, but I will take a look at those after my presentation and address them if there are any questions. So today's my next 20 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about Google Cloud's approach to responsible AI and what we call the Secure AI framework or SAIF framework that Google has created back in 2023 with the sole goal of helping enterprises on their AI journey with a very guided instruction set around securing their systems across every single stage of the AI lifecycle. So we all agree, I think, that AI is transformative, right? There is a promised land of AI improving productivity, improving efficiency, delivering cost efficiency to the enterprises, and of course, providing those personalized customer experiences, be it in your contact center or be it in your marketing systems, right? But BCG says that 74% of companies are still struggling to move beyond experimentation and actually realize value with an AI model in production. What's stopping these enterprises from moving forward? Any guesses? Not a surprise, no prize for guessing. It's security, right? So generative AI is relatively new technology when you compare that with AI, which has been around for much longer. Gen AI has been around for what, 2 or 3 years now, and it's constantly evolving, right? So while enterprises are equipped with different ways to secure their system, they're not necessarily equipped to react and evolve as fast as the AI models themselves, right? So that's one risk. And top of mind for enterprises is the ethical AI, right? Any applications that they implement, there needs to be no bias in their implementation, right? So ethical AI is top of mind. And the other important thing is the culture itself, right? So the enterprises need to be able to work closely across their business and IT departments to implement a secure system, right? So there's culture that's also part of this whole journey. So Google is not new to AI. I think this is well known, but a little over 20 years, Google has been in the AI arena. Think about Gmail to Gemini now, or Workspace to Waymo. Across all Google's products, there is AI that has been embedded over the years. Of course, Gemini is relatively new. So, but Google has this experience of securing systems for its end customers or securing the devices, billions of them over these years, right? So we bring this wealth of experiences to enterprises, the best practice, all of them, to help secure their systems and accelerate the AI adoption. So SAIF framework or Google Security Framework, as I was saying, was created with the sole goal of helping enterprises with a structured approach to implement secure AI systems across every different life cycle. Right, there are 6 different pillars in here, which go from establishing a secure AI foundation, which is a landing zone with the best practices, to uh, implementing advanced threat controls to detect those threats at an early stage and being able to act upon them, right? So having the right controls to detect those threats intelligently, but also on an ongoing basis, being able to do risk assessment of your systems, being able to detect any internal infiltration that might have happened and such, right? So all the controls around that, the processes, as well as lastly, it also stresses on understanding the business context of any AI system, right? Too often we'll jump into experimentation mode without really understanding what is the business impact of that from a risk standpoint, from a business benefit standpoint, right? So one of the pillars is dedicated to that is to understand the business context. Also, building upon its leadership in secure AI framework in 2024, Google has created the COSI or Coalition for Secure AI in partnership with industry leaders such as Microsoft, Amazon, OpenAI, and such, with three sole goals, and they are focused on three goals, which is securing the AI software supply chain end to end. Too often we'll see enterprises, implement open source that's out there without necessarily doing the due diligence. So, securing the software supply chain end to end, empowering defenders against AI threats, essentially, maybe even using AI to protect systems against AI threats, right? And robust AI security governance. So these are the three pillars in which COSI operates. And the role of CISO is evolving itself, right? From the role of protecting enterprises from threats, which of course they still need to do, they can also be one of the key catalysts to secure and accelerate AI adoption, right? Just the title itself is moving on from CISO to a Chief Digital Risk Officer, right? So these CISOs, they can and should leverage AI as a strategic tool to enhance their threat detection, to automate process, automate the controls, and gain a competitive advantage. And it's also really important that I think I was alluding to that earlier that the business users, business stakeholders, and the CISOs, the security leaders, they work together from the get go, right? The CISO needs to have a good understanding of what are the business implications, and the business leaders need to have a good understanding of the risks that are associated with XYZ AI model, right? And take appropriate action right from the get go. So, if we can align on the outcome here, right, what we're saying is our end goal is to confidentially build and deploy AI workloads. So, Google has come up with three different pillars, if you will, to approach this end goal, right? One is to build a secure foundation, which is really to build a secure landing zone, which is built on all the best practices and using the right tool set. And having a number two is having a process in place that periodically an enterprise can assess their systems, their data, their architecture, and identify the gaps or risks which are in place and take proactive actions. Google, by the way, provides services in this area, what we call it as red teaming and a few other services. And importantly, securing the use of deployed AI which is deployed, we want to make sure that the data, the applications, the models, the prompts, everything is secure. They're not tampered with that can alter the model behavior, right? So these are the three pillars of focus in which Google operates when it comes to securing AI. And from a foundation standpoint, the principles that Google has are three of them, right? Security by design, security by default, and security in deployment. Security by design, what we mean is the products that Google has created, such as its global private network, is secure from the get-go. It's probably the largest private network that's out there, which is fully encrypted, private, and secure, right? Google has built its own hardware that is optimized for security, such as the Titan security chips. So a number of different controls that Google has that addresses the security by design concepts, such as securing the data that is at rest or that is in motion, securing the data centers, having a multi-level layered threat detection for the data centers, and then secure by default. What that means is these products which we're talking about, the configurations that they have, they come up at a very high level of security right the moment they're installed. If a customer needs lower security for whatever reason, they needs to lower it, but we're not starting at lower level, have the risk of any any gaps exposed, right? So that's security by default. There are features such as VPC service controls that provide defense in depth. We provide security blueprints and landing zones to help customers. Now, security in deployment, we talked a little bit about that earlier. But there's also features such as confidential compute and assured workloads, which enterprise can leverage if they have more stringent requirements, maybe to address regulatory requirements or some compliances, right? So we have specific deployment modes, specific infrastructure that can address that. Um, so these are some of the products. I know we have 3 minutes. I'm going to kind of rush through the next few slides. I apologize for that. But there are few products, specific products that Google has, again, across the life cycle that can address this security for AI, right? So we have Cloud IAM, it's a nuts and bolts tool. Then there is for network security, there's load balancing and Cloud Armor that can be used for network security as well as security for your prompts, security for models, encrypting or securing the models from prompt injection and things like that. I want to jump into Security Command Center because that's really important. Let me just go there quickly. So when it comes to securing the use of AI itself, right? What we have and we're centered around is called Security Command Center. It is really one-stop shop and a dashboard which really integrates with all the tools that we have that can address security at different stages of life cycle, right? For to secure data which is stored, we have sensitive data protection that can detect PI data, desensitize that. And then for model protection, there's notebook security scanner, some specific controls for model security. And to secure the applications themselves, Security Command Center has OSS packages that can be used to scan them and identify vulnerabilities. We talked about model armor, and then for compliance, we have features such as confidential compute and assured workloads. All of these are integrated. We try to make it easy for our customers to implement security for AI, right? So that's why all of these different tools which I'm talking about are integrated and a customer can operate from Security Command Center, right? So Security Command Center is a little bit more than your core scene app. It has features such as virtual red teaming, which is testing your defenses within your enterprise using 200 plus controls, uh, integrating with threat intelligence, which is Google SecOps. That's powered by Mandiant Threat Intelligence, which has intelligence from external areas, which is, by the way, a leader in that space. There is AI protection, which is integrated AI protection that discovers AI workloads and secures them, right? So all of that is integrated into Security Command Center. We talked about Model Armor. So Model Armor, what it really does is you can set up policies such as identifying, data that falls under safety categories such as finance, politics, hate, PI-based data, and also protect your prompts from prompt injections and jail attempts. And Model Armor can operate across not just Google, but some of the partner models such as Anthropic, Llama, and OpenAI and such. I want to jump into one other feature. We talked about the security foundation. When it comes to the actual assessment itself, right? Google provides services in three different layers, and this is really popular. Seen a lot of our Mandiant customers leverage this. There are three different areas. AI risk management is really the team comes in, assesses enterprises' existing current environment architecture, the models, the data, and provides an assessment of any potential risks and gaps that are out there. But there's also red teaming, which is really testing your defenses using AI-based simulated attacks. And again, the goal is to identify those gaps at an early stage and also suggesting, what actions to be taken. And thirdly is For enterprises that are interested in leveraging AI for cybersecurity or cyber defense, we help those enterprises in that area. And end of the day, the goal really is to make the enterprises comfortable and bring them to a stage where they are comfortable to accelerate their AI adoption, right? So the vulnerabilities listed here, such as limited risk visibility, bring them from that stage to a stage where they can map out their entire AI pipeline, right? Address any governance related gaps, establishing the policies, accelerate the development for the enterprises, and of course, secure your infrastructure from a foundation standpoint. End of the day, make the enterprises be proactive and not just reactive. Um, I will leave you all with just this slide here. Google has been a thought leader in this area, not just from a model standpoint, but also from a security standpoint, right? So the number of white papers, blogs, which are listed here, and there are more in this area. I urge enterprises to take a look at those and educate yourself. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach anybody from Google, and I'm here as well. Please feel free to ping me. With that, thank you everyone. I appreciate it. Back to you, Ron.